So, anyways, I was studying at Purdue University with a Fulbright scholarship, and I was very fortunate to lead the Purdue Fulbright Association for one semester. And I was in the US for a total of 2 years, experienced the international community there on campus. And since I've been back, I stayed active with Fulbright, and I'm now the vice president for members of the German Fulbright Alumni Association. So we have around 1,400 members, which are spread all across Germany. We are organized in local chapters. So we have around 13 local chapters. The bigger ones obviously located in Berlin and Munich and Frankfurt, Hamburg, etc., but then also smaller groups. And to answer how I experienced or what we did in regards to really, engaging the international students and doing events, etc. I will first broadly share what kind of things we did, and then I'd be very happy to answer specific questions that might, really interest you. So on campus at Purdue, we were very lucky to already have a huge student population with a lot of other clubs that would, have or would be associated with certain countries. For example, there's a huge Colombian club. There's a big Asian association. So these groups already established some formats where they not only meet amongst themselves and support each other, but also they do events where they share their culture. They give opportunities for other people to engage with their culture. And I think that is one of the main things that can really help to take away fear, or to really, get to know other people rather than, just talking about them and emphasizing stereotypes. So what I think in general is really, really important is that we give international students these places where, they are also surrounded by people that really understand them, and provide opportunities to help them to share their culture through potlucks or through theme weeks where, you have, let's say, like dances around the world. So, different people or students from different countries would present, the way that they dance, and they would have like a small introduction about their country. And this is a great way, and try to really make this format as open as possible, and, sort of take down entry barriers for people to participate. So really, not much of, maybe like a registration or something. Just try to really have them, or give them the feeling that they can just show up and have a good time. But what I would emphasize there is that it's very important that this can also have some throwback, because if people go abroad and then they, only try to stick to their own culture community and not go out as much, this could be could have an adverse effect. So it's really important to have an anchor and give people something that gives them direction, and has them, feel comfortable, and when they're very far away from home. But then it's very important that, this should only be a small part, and the rest should really be about going out and engaging other students, and especially the local ones, because I tend to also really, I was a lot around international people. So I sometimes had to, also focus myself, or focus on really getting to know the local culture. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that I just mentioned, sort of, that are all intertwined into one another. And I hope this was, for an introduction, what you were looking forward to hear. And I'd be happy to answer more questions.
Okay, thank you so much. But yeah, so actually I was involved in some such activities. I always wonder, was the plan of yours like centralized one, or you were just using, how to say it, that was the incentives that came from the communities themselves. So they just saying like, yeah, we need to have international potluck, or you're saying like, let's have international potluck, and they are joining you. What was like bottom up approach, or like from the up to the bottom?
I think initially to start these kind of events, it is indeed important to sort of nudge people to get active. So we had a preset of events where we said, okay, we'll have like this event in this month and then another event in another one. But I think it's a combination. We also reached out and just talked to the students what kind of thing they would like, and we've extended the program. For example, last fall, although I'm not involved anymore, but I still hear what's going on. They, for example, had like a pumpkin carving event. So that is something that is really local, really influenced by the local culture, something that, for example, I have not done yet. So that was really, really great to get also influence from the people or the group that you want to engage with. So yeah, bottom up to get it started, and to start at least with something, and then once you engage the people, you get some feedback and you get some more ideas that come up, and then you can sort of build this program.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think I have some question I would readdress it to Mikita, but maybe I will ask this question for Mikita to Andreas. So Mikita is actually he won a scholarship, and we will not gonna say it yet, but I think we are in a winning race. So what is your advice for a newbie? Because that will be his first, I think, visit to the United States. And what is your advice for a person who, like, this is the first visit abroad, and this is the United States?
Okay, well, first of all, obviously congratulations. Even though it may not be 100% official, but that's amazing to hear, and I'm sure it will be. At least for me, it was definitely one of the best, if not the best, times of my life so far. So I need to think a little bit, because I was fortunate enough that I had been into the United States before going to Purdue, but obviously. There are, I would say, two things that they would really emphasize on. The first one is it's always important to really take your time and plan ahead. I think for me, almost like three quarters of a year or to a year was like almost just enough to really think about some things. I mean, obviously, buying a bed, maybe right there, you don't need to plan too far ahead. But there's a lot of things, and that really kept me involved with just organizing. It really helped me when I came back to really study in my master's. It's hard to engage with people locally, but if you have a community, if you have this network of maybe Fulbrights that are already there, my number one advice is to go and talk to the people and really find out what are the local specifics on like an organizational level. I will talk about the culture stuff after this. So where are good places to live? I, for example, made the mistake because I was just a study abroad student at the same university before, and I lived so far away from campus. They're like, the buses were like very, very bad, and I had to bike around 6 kilometers with a huge difference in elevation. And I was basically like, I had to plan my whole day ahead and really think about every little detail, like what classes, what sport, what do I want to do at night, and then pack everything and then go to campus, because I couldn't just go back and get something at my house that I might have forgotten. So really familiarize yourself with the local situation, because I think living where you live has such a huge impact, because spending time traveling back and forth can really influence the way you can experience the things that you want to attend. So yeah, this is one of the advices I would say are very important. Really familiarize yourself and use the network to familiarize yourself with the situation that's there. And then culturally, obviously there's a lot to read, and I would also take that advice to just go through some things. I don't know if you know Gerd Hofstede. Maybe I'll share his name in the chat.
Hofstede model. Hofstede model. We actually we do that. Yeah, we do that.
So that is like a great thing. Like obviously it's quite general, but to get an idea of, you know, like power distance and the difference between individualism and collectivism. So some of these things, although they are on a very sort of abstract level, did help me a lot to sort of understand who are the people that I'm meeting with. So, you know, very direct, very open, but then at the same time not very committed. So I don't know if I have time to share like a little story. Like if someone would say like, oh my God, Annie, it was so nice meeting you. You should totally come and hang out on Friday. We're having a barbecue. And then I was like, yeah, I mean, sure, that sounds amazing. Like, that's so nice of you. But then he never followed through. So that was just a nice thing to say at this point in time. So it's really, yeah, that was kind of frustrating for me to learn. And a really good analogy of how our two different cultures, I mean, I can only speak now from maybe the German perspective. There might be some slight differences, but basically the US people are like a mango. So they're like super soft and easy to approach, but there's until you really come to the spot where it matters, to this core, it takes some time to go through all this niceness and everything is amazing. So you really need to work on becoming a friend more. Whereas, for example, we as Germans, we're like a coconut, you know, like we're very sort of like strong on the outside, and we might be, you know, we might be seen as like rude and super direct. But once you overcome this little shell on the outside, then you're in, and you know, and then you're a friend. And if I say, hey, you know, Mikita, you should come for a barbecue, then I will text you the location and the time, and you know, I actually mean what I say. So that is something, yeah, that I can definitely give you sort of as an advice, as a fun story, but it's actually true.
Yes, I had the same fun story, but I knew that the Americans do this kind of stuff, so I was prepared. Okay, so anyone else?
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Tatiana, and my question is like, when you are, I mean, from the university, do you feel lots of support, or when you spoke about all these events, about the students, like showing their foods, dances, international activity, your adaptation there in the country, does it come lots of support from the university, or it more from student community, or how it goes? Like a part of what you've learned before coming there and so on?
Yeah. So obviously this really depends on the you know, on the university level. We were very lucky that we had structures that were already built up where we had a lot of support. So there was, for example, an alumni association that was very much, you know, sponsoring some of our events in terms of location and food, for example. And we worked very closely, which I think is something that is probably established in a lot of university, with the scholars office. So, you know, because there are also Fulbrighters that get selected at the universities in the US to go abroad. And they really like to have a tight connection to connect incoming Fulbrighters with potential Fulbrighters that go abroad and really share stories and experiences. So I would say that even though at some place there might not be as much support, it's the lack of the students reaching out, because in the US it's crazy sometimes how much money there is for certain, like for so many things. Like so yeah, I would say that once you're there and maybe you don't find a big organization yet, try to find maybe even one or two professors who might have been, you know, also engaged with Fulbright, and build your network there and get the people to support you, and also get to know how the university functions, because sometimes for you it's super hard to just come in and it's like tens of thousands of people and you don't really know where to go. So really try to talk to your professors to get, you know, things started.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else? We have a beautiful opportunity to ask Andreas a question. Okay, so thank you, Andres, for joining our meeting, and we will go towards our agenda because today we have a tolerance about religion. So again, you can stay or you can do whatever you want. We will start with a little presentation. Sorry for that, guys. With a little bit education, professional deformation. We always have it. So I will share some thoughts on of this topic, and then I will give the ball to the next speaker. So actually, it is amazing statistic we have here in Sumy, because even if we are really small and cozy town, we have representatives from all around the world, and we have more than 50 countries representatives that do coexist with each other. And every year, some numbers around 1,030, like 1,300 students are coming from more than 40 countries to have education here. This is Sumy State University, Sumy Agrarian one, and sometimes pedagogical. But what I revealed actually that we have a very big community from different, like based on different religions. For example, we have very big community from Azerbaijan, from Iraq, from Uzbekistan, from Dagestan, from Pakistan. And when we are talking about the different beliefs or different system, we're talking about the religion, traditions, and different cultures, and all of these things that sometimes can be scary for the local community, because we were, small, teeny tiny town, just one campus, no foreigners, and then the changes has been started. So actually, I will always quote the intercultural strategy, as I was a little bit like being a part of it. I'm proud of being part of the strategy development, and as one of the developer, I'd like to emphasize that we have at least 7 components to fulfill, to implement in our city. And of course, nothing is perfect, right? Nobody is perfect. And in town, we have this department, which for me was a surprise. There is an oblast department in nationalities and religions, and it can be a mediator for the conflicts. But I never heard of the major activity on that. At the same time, in Sumy, there are some institutions that work together as a group, as one system, as network building. And of course, we have some organizations that are united as churches or youth-friendly clinics. But at the same time, when we were doing this intercultural strategy, we revealed the threat among all these strengths and weaknesses and threats and opportunities. And what was revealed that we still have, and we're just people, right? We still have the stereotypes and prejudice and biases about the representatives of other nationalities, depending on different cultural religion. So I allow myself to do the, thank you. Okay. So Andreas left. So I allowed myself to do this a little research. Actually, we have the some statistic data on what kind of religion is most spread. So being invited or involved in international academic mobility, I know people from around the world. I know people from Yaji personally. I know people from Germany, from France, from Nepal, from Pakistan, from India, from Afghanistan. And what I was revealed that even if we are doing we're practicing different system of beliefs, we do have something in common. We share a lot of values that really we can be united. And what was really interesting that if you see the statistic that Christianity is still leading religious when we're talking about the statistic data or believers, but actually I know people from from everything, from every single flow. I know Hinduist, I know Buddhist, I know, of course, from Judaism, I know Sikh. I actually, some days ago I was dreaming to be in Chinese, but it's too hard to follow this flow. And when I was in Chicago, I met the guy who was Baha'i. That was an amazing story. I will share you just in several seconds. So we were just sitting in the kitchen, we were drinking a tea, and I was saying, like, what do you think about John Lennon's song? So I dream about the world with no religion, so we can be united as brothers, Muslims and Christians, no fights, no conflicts. And he said, like, what are you talking about? I'm Baha'i. This is the union of Muslims and Christians. And I'm like, what? That was created in 19th century, and Baha'is temple is near Chicago. So I spent a lot of time for searching, and it is. So we still are evolving. We still are discovering ourselves and our system of beliefs. And what we are talking about is a religion tolerance. So I found some definitions that actually struck me in my heart. Because the definition that is widespread is that tolerance or toleration. It is allowing other people to think or practice other religions and beliefs. But I really do not like this definition, because when we're talking about tolerance, it's something like, I do not tolerate, or I'm intolerant to the academic dishonesty. For example, I let you leave, but I still have no tolerance. So I think, and I want you to think with me in this kind of way, or we can discuss it. So it's not about tolerate person, it's about accept this person. And when we do acceptance, we do accept person, we do know this person, at least a little bit, right? And the acceptance comes with the knowledge, with understanding, with appreciation. And when we have the networking during all the events among the international students, it's really interesting to ask some maybe impolite but very sincere questions. So how do you guys doing this kind of stuff? Are you fasting in your country? And you're like, yeah, I'm Orthodox, but I'm not fasting. So how can it be? Nobody is judging you for that. And you're like, yeah, in Ukraine, nobody's judging if you do not fasting. So, or maybe judging, I don't know, but I don't feel that. I don't feel that. So I believe that we have our internal tolerance to the, among the Catholic churches, but we still have some fears about other, I would say, system of beliefs. And if you allow me to pass the ball, I would say this is the end of my part. And I would pass the ball to Hasib. So are you here? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so I asked Hasib to talk about Ramadan. Actually, Ramadan starts today, this Friday. And for all of us, it is very important to understand what is going on the other side. And if we are Christians or believers, we just need to stop judging and try to make acceptance first. Okay, so I'm passing. Here you are.
Okay, so can I have the slides, because I don't see it in my screen. I lost the slides that I should follow my slide and to what we are showing to our audience.
Do you have some slides or not?
No, I can see the slides on my screen. If it's possible that you can share, yeah. Thank you very much. At first, I would like to say hi to everyone. Have a good evening. And especially I would like to congratulate to my sister and brother Muslim that they are having their fast today, and it is very holy month, especially Ahmad and Ubaida. So my topic is Ramadan, the holy month for a Muslim community. why we choose this topic? Because in Sumi city we have different students from different countries, especially Muslim community, Muslim countries. And I will not go to name all the countries, so it is more than 10, 12 countries, especially Turkey. So I faced some problem before 2 years that people have some issues, especially Muslim students, while they are studying, they are fasting, and they have another routine in their country. And when they are here in Sumy city, because another country, another culture, so they face some problem in university, especially when they are having fast and they are going to pray in some empty classrooms and some questions so for a student or for a lecturer that it's not as usual people do. It's something new. So I wanted to define why it's so important for Muslim community or Muslim students. And we are going to second slide. Can you help me with this, Ms. Shivendina? Yeah. So the picture you see, I take a verse from Quran that it is written from God, the month of Ramadan in which was revealed the Quran. Quran is the holy book of Muslims. It's revealed from God by angel through Prophet Muhammad to teach the guidance. A guidance for mankind and clear proof of the guidance and the creation of the right and wrong, and whosoever of you is present, let him fast the month. So it is the second chapter of Quran, verse 185. So who is interested there, and they will have the slide. It is a brief introduction about this month. And I have there another definition, the holy month of Ramadan. It is truly a blessed and spiritual time, along with fasting from sunrise to sunset. What meaning? Sunrise and sunset. When Muslims are starting to have fast, it starts from dawn and morning, from sunrise. Before sunrise, they are starting till sunset before evening. And 5 times daily prayer, and they pray 5 times at the start from dawn. Then they have different time, and it will end in the evening. The last prayer, it's called Isha. And they are reading Quran, offering prayer in congregation. So unfortunately, now it's time of quarantine. People can't go to congregation to pray together. So I will request to not do so, because it's not now compulsory. This prayer is compulsory even you are doing alone, but now congregation is not possible. Even don't try in hostels and anywhere, because we should follow the rule that because God said health is the most important of everything. So Ramadan is for Muslim, why it's so special. They stop eating, drinking, any sexual interference, they are not looking too bad, they are not eating, they are not saying something bad to people. Just they are keep their self and their soul clean from everything, especially from act of Satan or evil, that they should be very, very clean in every way. So this it's another meaning why it's for Muslim and one man to practice to be the real one, that what God created them to come to the beginning, that sometimes people are affected from society, from people, from everything, that they are going in wrong ways and they are disturbing people, everything. So this month teach them who you are really. That's why they should follow in highest level of context this month. Another, I'm agree with you, Ms. Shivendina, that we should accept each other. We should respect all religion. It's not by force. Everyone has free will, and we should accept, as in it's written in Quran, come to common term. What is common between you and me? And many things is common. So who is practicing, who is not practicing, let it be. It is their decision. For in Christianity we have fast, and other religion we have fast. So who is practicing or not? Even Muslims, some of them they are practicing, some of them they are not. So don't judge or don't push pressure on the society when they are breaking some rules. It is their decision. We just
Absolutely.
guide them. If they want or they don't want, we shouldn't make any conflict or any issue for them or to judge anyone. Judge is God, so let's do God his duty. We should be like human. We should follow the rules, not to make the rules. Most of time I see the problem between people or students that they are judging very easily, even they don't have the information. So it's not fair, I think. And we are going to the third slide. Can you help me with this, Ms. Shivendina? Yeah, this what I made because how teachers can support students during Ramadan, because at first they don't have any idea what the Muslim students are doing and what they are supposed to do. So now we are in quarantine, we don't have classes. It's for future or maybe a general knowledge for our lecturer that and they should deal with student in month of Ramadan another way, because it's only for 1 month. Maybe if we have exams or maybe when they give them tasks, so they should give them more time because they have another schedule in this month. So that's why we should respect and we shouldn't uh, give them more time or less time. So this all thing that I made it 5 steps for a lecturer. I'm not going to read one by one, but I will read this. A teacher can make communication for practicing students, such as assessing and different task project for students to complete that does not require them to do any serious work while they are fasting. So they shouldn't give them very big task while and during month of Ramadan. If they give them that, they should give them time. Maybe if the time is for 1 week, they should extend for 10 days or 2 weeks, that they should make the timetable to do their tasks. And this is very important. Sometimes students are careless. It's not about careless. They are taking this month very seriously, and another they can't manage the timing. So that's why this teacher should think about this, about exams, about assignments, about practical classes, about lectures, everything, that it should be for them a bonus, that they should be patient with them. And the last slide, can we go? Okay. Muslim believe that Ramadan teach them practicing self-discipline, as I told you before, control and sacrifice of this, that we are not eating, drinking, and we are not doing anything bad, anything at all, just to be calm and support yourself, your friends, and be very calm and to be a real human the way God made it you. I put it this zakat. What zakat means, it is charity, that it is compulsory, obligatory from God, as 2.5% each year that you should give from your wealth to poor. It doesn't mean who is, even your neighbor. It doesn't mean that they should be Muslim or not Muslim. And if you are in Suми city and we see that some neighbors are retired and you have this wealth very much, so help them with this money, you can give them. And this is compulsory that you should do this once in a year. Mostly Muslim people do it in Ramadan because they count the proper timing. And the conclusion of Ramadan, it will end after 30 days, that there is another aid from Muslim community when they are ending the Ramadan, even mistakenly they have done something wrong, and this is called fitr. And they should give another payment like for charity, just to ask for from God for forgiveness. And that is also compulsory, that to give charity for poor people who is helpless, and they are giving them this money. Even with, it doesn't mean that it should be only money. You can give them clothes, you can give them foods, anything that you can make it, you can prepare it. And then we'll have 3 days of Eid after Ramadan, after 30 days, and they are celebrating. Eid is like same like Easter, that they are celebrating. and Eid is for Muslim community, and they should give them this holiday properly from university, from society, that they should celebrate with their friend, family, and it's only 3 days. So the last, after 30 days Ramadan finished, and they have 3 days of Eid, and they are celebrating this days. And this brief definition of Ramadan. I hope I was good.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah. So thank you, Hasib. That was
You're
really
welcome.
interesting. I still have questions, about the fasting, because if you do not eat whole the day, how you can attend classes? You just do attend classes, but you can be concentrated, right?
So that's what I was. It is a rule from God. It is compulsory. So we have different country, different timing. For example, in Sumi, I count we are fasting 16 hours. 16 hours. You're not eating, drinking, anything. So, yeah, if it is the weather is hot in some hot country, they're practicing in Ramadan. They have a special bonus. In Muslim countries, especially in Turkey. In our country, the school or university, their timing is short because in here the rule is another. It's not Islamic country. So when I was studying in Afghanistan, so in a normal day we studied 4 hours. In Ramadan, only 2 hours. Workers at the official work, official timing, it's starting from 8 till 5 o'clock, but in Ramadan from 8 till 2 o'clock. Afternoon. That's why the rest of the day they can rest, they can pray, they can go. So in here, that's why it's difficult for them. That's why I made this presentation, because they experience their own country another life. And here it will be a little tougher for them. That's why they should give them some chance and bonuses. And this it was my request from university, because maybe they didn't knew about this full information. But now we have most of a student from Islamic country. They are Muslims, so we should give them this opportunity. Just it's about 1 month. Why not?
Okay, thank you so much. But still, I don't know how to embed these rules into the scheduling, because we can't. I have my 5 classes per day, Hasib. I'm just a worker. So anyway, but at the same time, you're absolutely right. So teacher can do some postpone the deadlines for people who are practicing. But the question is it polite to ask students, are they practicing Ramadan or not? Because you know what I mean. So
yeah. And the last 3 years that I experienced some of the students, because they are not at home, that they don't know the real meaning of Ramadan. So in here, especially teenagers, they don't fast. Yeah, for example, if they don't fast, so why they should take this opportunity? It is not for those students who is not practicing. It's for special students that they are practicing, they are having fast. The student who is not having fast, this opportunity, this bonus shouldn't be, because they don't deserve. Because they take advantage of this.
Judging. We just don't know.
It's not judging. They are just misusing and taking advantage of something that's not for them.
Okay, misusing. I got it. I got this term. But what I'm saying is, do you have any barriers to ask the teacher for postponing the deadline, or you will, if you were a newbie, forget that you're Hasib with proactivity. That you're a newbie, you came for the first time in Ukraine, and you see that something is happening right now, and you just can't adjust all the situation. Will you wait till teacher will give you the opportunity to ask for the postponing deadline, or you will proclaim that you have to be postponed? You see what I mean?
Yeah, actually, my experience was another in Sumy City, because in my department, they are in high level of context, very polite with me because of maybe my age or maybe my activity in the department. And the last 3 years, I was not inside of Sumy in Ramadan at all. It is my first year I'm living in Ramadan in here, because I had the exams before Ramadan or after Ramadan in the last 3 years, because every year 10 days it coming ahead. For example, meaning This year it was 24th of April it started, and next year it will be 14th of April. So if we take the first time I came to Sumi, it started 1 month before, for example. Every year 10 days is coming ahead. So they gave me a special offer that I postponed my exams. At the first and second year I did my exam and I left Sumi. And the third year, I postponed my exam. They gave me a special offer. I gave the application. When I come back after Ramadan, they will take my exam. So my lecturer and my dean office so polite and so kind with me that they gave me this opportunity. I'm very appreciated from them. I'm thankful from them. So this year I experienced this, that we have exams on 24th of April. It will end on 6th of May. So now I'm thinking how would I deal with it, because at the same time, okay, fasting, okay, I'm at home. We can deal with it, but when it is not quarantine, when we are going to classes, it will be difficult. So still it is hard for me to manage to study and to deal with everything in the same time while I'm fasting, and to give exams, to prepare myself for exams, to do assignments, everything. So yes, this is my first year that I'm experiencing the Ramadan in Sumi city, and I'm having exams from 28th of April till 6th of May. That I hope everything will be okay.
I believe everything's gonna be fine. So
yeah,
thank you. I think that your appreciation about the behavior of my colleagues is really nice to hear, because they are my colleagues. This is my institution, and I hope that every single student has this opportunity and acceptance that we're talking about the religion tolerance. But I would like to hear some questions. Now we have questions and answer session. So anyone? Faith, thank you again for joining us. It was really nice of you to come. So if you have anything, please.
Miss Anna?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I would just like to comment a bit that in our university every year we do support students on Ramadan, and every year we give them these weekends on the celebration. And from what I know, because most of the students, they are not like Hazibullah in our departments, yes, but they are from medical students, and they are quite many. So there are special documents arranged for them, and they can take their days off to celebrate Ramadan every year for a long time ago. And since 2002, I've started to work with international students. I remember every year they get their days off for celebration of Ramadan, because they are the oldest international students for us in the university.
Okay, thank you for that comment. Thank you so much. Anyone else want to, or if you have any questions about something that is really interesting for you from the practicing Islam, for example, or practicing Ramadan or anything?
I have a question.
Yeah.
In Ukraine, we also fast before Easter. And as you've commented about, and you spoke with Hazibullah a bit about those who are fasting and those who are not, I want to ask him from his personal experience. I mean, what he sees, because in our religion, do not many people fast, and despite we all celebrate Easter, not many people follow the fasting period, but they celebrate Easter. So how is it in Muslim religion? Sorry for the question. I don't know. I think it should be polite, and tolerant. But it's because we do feel the same here. We see many people not fasting but celebrating. So how is it in your religion?
Yeah. Thank you very much about your first information that you gave opportunities for international student, and the second, I got your question that people take advantage of religion. If this benefit for them some fun, okay, we are celebrating. If it's some task that to have practiced, okay, no, it is not for me. It's not. Okay. So there is some big misunderstanding between every religion. Even in Islam, they do some things the same. It is not that this religion and these people are perfect. there's some misunderstanding. People are judging Islam based on people, based on Muslim. No, you should judge Muslim based on Islam, based on book. If it's written in book to do something and people are doing another thing, it's not Islam, it's people who is doing. In Christianity, the same. I experienced that people are not following, just they are telling that, okay, I'm Christian, but they are doing opposite what is inside of Bible, totally opposite. And they are taking just advantage of Easter. They're posting Instagram, Facebook with family, cakes, this all things. But what is before Easter, what you should do, the task they don't accept, they don't follow because it is very tough for them. So to practice religion, it is very difficult nowadays.
And do you see the number of people? I mean, like in Ukraine, we see more youth not fasting, but taking the advantage of celebration. And the older generation, they do fast, and like, is it same or?
As I told you, it depends on the people, how much information they have, true information of religion. Because I have some friends in Suми city, even one of my friends, her name is Tatiana, the same as your name. She is a very, very good religion. She is religious and very good Christian. Even I give her example in everywhere that how is she kind, how she understands religion. I'm very amazed, surprised from her. But yeah, and most of country, it depends on the country. I'm amazed from UAE, from Turkey, but not much from Indonesia and Malaysia. They are practicing Islam the way it should be, but they are not misusing Islam. Because of lack of knowledge, other countries that they are not practicing, they don't know, they don't understand that you're following their family, tradition, and other things. It is mixed between them, that religion is from God, not from people. The things that is from people, it's not religion. It's something that they are wasting their time. So yeah, older people in Sumy city, I see that they are kind. They are giving even babushka, dedushka, they give me candies when I'm going to house. They give me some foods, everything, because I know that they know what they are doing. They are living for God, not for the society. But youngster people, even in every country, just they are because of they depend themselves like materialistic, and they live a materialistic life, and they are living like unfortunately I'm saying mechanical life. Just they are following a system that the system is going nowhere. So they forgot this earth is from God, this life is from God, everything is from God. In the end we are going to God. So why we are wasting our time just for short time that we are losing the big opportunity of our hereafter, the next life. So this is their misunderstanding because of lack of knowledge. This is the only thing that I can say.
Yeah, and I will just add that actually this is what we're doing here. This is our mission, to put some knowledge, to bring some light, and to fulfill some gap, and to understand each other. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? Because it's really interesting. I would add something, because fasting can be different, from my perspective, maybe Hasib will add something, because I experienced several types of religions. So fasting can be different, not in terms of food that you are taking, but the commitments that you are making, not just for this month, but maybe for whole the life. But try to self-discipline at least 1 month. It's okay. Then maybe it will change your life attitudes. So fasting can be different. You can exclude social media from your life. You can exclude television. You can exclude some, additional poison that gives you some irritation. It can be a meat. It can be something else. So fasting is really wide concept of doing, like making your life a little bit more pure, like to purify it a little bit. So anything you can, are you agree with me, Hasib?
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you that and second slide, it is about spiritual activity that we shouldn't forget. So fasting in Muslim, it's not about just stop eating and drinking, stop watching something bad, stop hearing something bad, stop saying the most important thing. You should control your tongue to say something bad. You should be so kind, nice, the way the God made you. like prophets, like Prophet Moses, Prophet Jesus was example of justice. So people forgot Prophet Jesus was an example of justice. He gave the justice the best way to the people of the time. So Prophet Muhammad said the same message from God, that we should be human. People forgot about this. So it's not about to stop eating or drinking. Everybody can do, but how to control your tongue, how to control your eyes, how to control your ear, how to control your body, how to control yourself overall in the society, how to be kind, how to be very polite, respectful for teacher, for child, for older, to help older people, to go to their home, to ask them, their neighbor, how are you? Do you need something? Because in Sumi I see there's some problem for babushkas and dedushkas. They are retired and the retirement money is not covering them. So if you are healthy and wealthy, why you're not going to visit them, to ask them what's going on? It is the meaning of humanity. It is they are all a servant of God. Everyone is from God. So don't differentiate that, okay, I'm Muslim, I'm servant of God. Other people, no, let it be. No. It is misunderstanding from people that we should come to the main point, to common terms, that it's all religion teaches that at first we should be human.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, actually, I think we covered all the questions. Do we have anything? Vera, if you have any question, I can translate it. And you're muted, your still microphone is muted. There is там панель внизу, и там есть такая.
I got it. Actually, it's not about question. As far as I have a lot of as far as I know, a lot of people who are Muslim, so they they give for me like short information about this. So actually, I know maybe just if it's possible, I can share my own experience. Like how is it going for me? For example, last year, they sent to me greetings with Ramadan. I was surprised. I said, guys, I'm really thankful, but do you know that I am not Muslim? They said no, this is not a problem. This is like big holiday. This is so they want to share their happiness with me. So this is not offensive that they sent. Okay, I accepted. It was really funny.
Okay, thank you. This is really nice. Okay, so Nikita.
Yes, I have one comment. Firstly, Hasib, thank you for your presentation. Secondly, I like your opinion that belief is from God, but religions are from people. And I get the lesson that God is one, and we cannot. We must respect and accept all religion, because it's different cultures, but God is one, I think. And additionally, today is English language day.
Oh, we can celebrate a lot of things on one day. Thank you for your comment, Nikita. Anyone else? If you do have any closing remarks, Hasib, you can say something. Any closing remarks? Yeah.
I would like to say something for Miss Vera. And yeah, it is very nice of people, because nobody can know who is who believes to who. So maybe they shared something, but they don't have any idea which religion this person is following, or they are religious or not. But yeah, it's so kind of them that they are sending the greetings, they are sharing their happiness with their teacher, with their colleagues, and because they wanted to share their something they have there in head with their beloved. So nobody knows who is following which religion. Only God knows who is who, because the heart, who can understand? Only God. What people show in society, it can be maybe they are acting like, but they don't mean it. So I see many of people in this society and other countries that they are showing something in the reality. When I'm reading their mind, they believe another. They are doing another things. They are planning another things. But in family and society, they are showing that they are so good, so nice, and so this is the only main reason when people are lost, because we have the big enemy that it is Satan. And today it's the topic of religion. So Satan or Shaitan is the biggest enemy of humankind, because they are jealous from human. When God created human, they said that I will not accept this because I'm proud, I'm from fire and they are from clay or from dust. So this the main idea I wanted to give this comment. So all human being has the same enemy, me, you, everyone. It is Satan. They are coming to destroy their soul, their spiritual belief with God, and it is challenge of Satan till doomsday that I will take them away from your path. And God says that do your best. You have time till doomsday, but I will punish you with those people who is following you. Who is following that they are blasting themselves, they are killing people, they are lying. Especially the lies, very, 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 very deep meaning that I got from religion. A person who lies, they can do anything. Because when you're
Okay.
lying, you have some bad mind and bad idea for opposition, that you're doing some bad business with these people.
Okay, and I will add something from my perspective. Thank you, Hasib, for your comment and closing
You're
remarks, and
welcome.
thank you, and thank you for preparing so nice presentation about the Ramadan and your experience on that. So I would conclude with something that I really do appreciate if you share my thoughts and you share my heart. So I think we still are talking about the same thing: how to accept other people, how to coexist with other people. So I would say that even every single person, if the cat has 9 lives, why can't we give another chance to a person who is not who was lost? So taking in account that people do lie, people do mistakes, I think that we all have to accept that we should do not judge, but do accept other people. And maybe next time when something bad is happening to you, or someone is doing something bad, you just need to ask one question: what is wrong with you? Do you need my help? Can I help you with something? So that will reveal the soul of this person. Believe me, I never thought that it's working, but it's really working like that. And if you will try that, anyone will see that behind the curtain, behind our statues, behind our religion, there is always a heart of a small kid that needs to be cared, to be loved, and to be respected. So this is my thoughts on that. And I thank you
wanted
all
to
to
add
come.
some comment.
Yeah.
I'm totally agree with your thought, because it is in Islam one pairs that the door of forgiveness is always open for you. When you're reconsidering, you mean that you do something wrong and you ask for forgiveness from God every time that you are welcome. So what I researched from a student of religion, there is no different religion. It is misunderstanding between people. Religion is teaching of God to humankind from Adam till Prophet Muhammad. They are all with the same message. If you go to Torah, book of Jewish, Bible, book of Christians, and Quran, book of Muslim, it is from the same God. The message is the same. So understanding is different. That's why they don't come to the common term that God says what God really says. It is all one religion. It's not different religion. what I got from religion is not different. People are different because, for example, if a person is American, Turkish, Afghan, Ukrainian, of course they are human, but they are from different nations. Doesn't mean that they are not humans. So religion is from same God, same message. Everything is the same. Only understanding, and when they put the culture, tradition on religion, that's why they become different. So yeah, and the forgiveness from God, every time it is open, the gate is open all the time. When you do some mistake and you ask for forgiveness, God will forgive you. But you should mean it. You should not play with this. You shouldn't make as a
Okay.
game.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else want to add? Faith, Marina, Abida, Vladimir, thank you for joining us. So any